Take it from him. Even though you think it's not good for you, your doctor said, and you're going to do it. Brothers, here's your doctor. Where are you going to put the Quran and Sunnah next to your doctor? The doctor is nothing compared to the Quran and the Sunnah. Yet we lead by what the doctor says. He gives us our benefit. As if the Quran and Sunnah isn't based upon our benefit. And our benefit is to abide by the Quran and the Sunnah. And because we let it go, we struggle anyway in the dunya. We struggle in the dunya because we let it go. And when we let it go, we're going to struggle in the akhirah. That's the undercurrent that exists for the youth of today. Right. That was the negative side of what's the undercurrent. What's this beneath the tip of the iceberg? Quickly, I want to talk about what's the two positives very quickly. Look, for me the positives are very, very simple. One, I have friends, mashallah, mature, in their late 30s, older than me obviously, I'm in my still early teens. Yeah, in their late 30s. Subhanallah, you know what they're called? Andy. You know what he's called? Richard. Muslims. And they are Muslims. And they're called Andy and Richard. So I was going to think, I'm going to make it funny, I'll call Mo, Iki, Zulfi, Babe. I thought, you know, so I got real examples. I got two Muslim brothers, one called Andy, one called Richard. I got a brother who actually changed his name from Usama because the parents were worried about that name and changed it to become Sammy. These people, if you meet them on the surface, as the joke used to be 10, 15 years ago in my times, if you bring three Asians together, a Sikh, a Muslim and a Hindu, how will you tell them apart? From outward appearance, the tip of the iceberg, how will you tell them apart? You've got to pull their pants down. That was a joke, because only one of them is circumcised. That used to be the joke that we used to have. Otherwise, the appearance. And the reality is, with our sisters in the Niqab, it's obvious that they're Muslims. Just by the de facto what they wear. But look to everyone in this audience, apart from the brother with a topi on his head. Yeah? You know, there's a possibility that we don't even Muslims. Just by appearance. No one can be categorically sure until they ask for our name. What's your name? Muhammad. It's obvious who you are. But just by appearance, you can never gauge who we are. But for a Muslim sister, it's obvious because of what she wears. But that's their mistake. That what they're measuring is about what they can see. And sometimes what we're measuring about what we can see. But actually, what's more important is what they can't see. And what we should be able to sense and recognize. Which is, what is the sentiment? What is the attitude? What are the values? What are the concepts that Muslims are aspiring to hold on to? And if we start to look at that, and we're being to recognize that even Western governments have recognized that the issue isn't what the outward appearance is, and the issue isn't even the fact that Muslims, that they pray, or that they fast, or that they do Salatul Jum'ah, or that they do Hajj. Even they recognize that that isn't the issue. They recognize that the issue for what they observe amongst the Muslims, the trend that's emerging, is that within their sentiment, within their thinking, and within their actions, that the Muslims are using Islam as their reference point. And that's what they've recognized. And actually that's a positive. That we as Muslims are moving in a direction, the undercurrent, moving in a direction which is about Islam has become our reference point. The bizarre thing is that the enemies of Islam have recognized it. Sometimes we're not quick to recognize it. That is a positive, if you begin to think about it a bit more detail, what it means. And the second positive is very, very simple. You know what? All of us have been to school. You know the bully in the playground. Who does he focus his attention to? Does he focus his attention upon the one who is weak? Or does he focus his attention upon the one who is getting a bit strong, that may challenge him? Who does he focus his attention upon? You don't all need to shout, take your time. I'm assuming you'd agree with me that the bully doesn't worry about the one who is weak. Because he's weak. The one the bully worries about is the one who is becoming strong. Not the one who's weak. The tip of the iceberg If I said, brothers, describe to me the state of the Muslim Ummah today, we'll get our handkerchiefs out. Oh, it's really bad, subhanallah. Look what they're doing to us here. Look what they're doing to us over there. We're divided, we're weak. We have occupation of our lands. Our economies are being torn apart. Our lands are being raped. Our women, subhanallah, are being exposed to Western culture. We got kids, our youth here in this country, drugs, alcohol, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's terrible. That's what you can say on the surface. And my question to you would be, if it really was such a bad picture, why has the bully focused upon the Muslim Ummah? Why has the bully made the attention Muslims and Islam if the situation was so bad? And my point is very simple. Our situation actually isn't bad at all. If you look to the undercurrent, the Muslim Ummah as an Ummah, I'm not talking about the brothers that you know locally who may be off the path completely, but the Muslim community as a community and the Muslim Ummah as an Ummah, in its quality as an Ummah, has started to raise her thinking, has started to raise her sentiment, has shown her love for Islam. And that's why this challenge exists. And this is the sunnah of the prophets. It's the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's the sunnah of the Sahaba. It's the sunnah of the scholars. It's the sunnah of those who have been sincere in this deen. That the challenges came not when they were weak. Rather, challenges came when they were becoming strong. And the challenges that the Ummah faces and we face as a community here in the United Kingdom or around the world in the West, and the West being the West everywhere, that challenge which is increasing isn't because we are weak. The challenge exists because actually the undercurrent, what sits beneath the tip of the iceberg, is an Ummah that is itching, and an Ummah that is dreaming, and an Ummah that is working to take her Islam back and re-establish her political will and live by Islam upon her Iman. And that's a positive undercurrent. So my conclusion, very simply, we're not surprised and we shouldn't be surprised by the attack of the Niqab. And brothers, don't be surprised, this attack will just grow. And this attack won't be just direct, it will be indirect. It won't be just in your face, it will be behind your back, changing the curriculum, controlling, monitoring, masajid, spying upon the Muslims, all these things which already have been discussed. Direct, indirect. We should recognize them and understand the reason why is because they have recognized that the Muslims are not just holding on to Islam partially, rather Muslims want to hold on to Islam comprehensively. And the flip side, we should take hope and encouragement from this, that this is a good sign, that because the challenge is increasing, it suggests, to me at least, and hopefully I've convinced you, that we as an Ummah, we as a community, we as the boys of King's Cross, we're going in the right direction, and it is sensed we are going in the right direction. And I do dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthens us for the challenges which are on the horizon. It's not going to get any less, because Islam is growing. Not just numbers, Islam is growing in terms of ideas and strength in terms of opinion. And therefore the challenges against it will grow. And we need to be ready for that challenge. So we need to anchor ourselves upon Iman, be amongst brothers who will support us upon this deen, gain their ilm, so we become confident and understand our responsibility. And number 4, be confident in carrying it. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله والحمد لله رب العالمين.
جزاك الله خير Brother Burhan.